Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share, and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Now that you know what goes into it, let's walk through the cooking process and discover tips to make it even better. There's something deeply comforting about a steaming bowl of Pochero beef, a Filipino stew that warms you from the inside out. With roots tracing back to Spanish cocido, this dish has been embraced and reinvented with local flavors like saba bananas, chorizo, and fresh vegetables. It's hearty, adaptable, and a staple at Filipino family gatherings, proving that good food doesn't need to be complicated to be unforgettable. Whether you're new to Filipino cuisine or a longtime fan, Pochero beef is a dish worth knowing by heart. What is Pochero beef? Pochero beef is a Filipino stew that balances rich, savory flavors with a subtle sweetness. Unlike menudo, which leans on tomato sauce and liver, or caldereta, known for its bold, cheesy kick, Pochero stands out with its mix of tender beef, bananas, and chorizo. It's a dish that doesn't rush, slow-cooked until the meat falls apart and the broth soaks up every layer of flavor. The beef is the star here, often cubed for even cooking, but the magic happens when it shares the pot with ingredients that add depth and contrast. Key ingredients in Pochero beef. Every bite of Pochero beef tells a story, thanks to these essential ingredients. Beef cuts, like shank or ribs. The foundation of the dish, slow-cooked until fork tender. These cuts hold up to long simmering without losing texture. Tomatoes. Fresh or canned, they add acidity and brightness to balance the richness. Saba bananas. These starchy, slightly sweet bananas thicken the broth and add a unique Filipino twist. Chorizo. A smoky, garlicky punch that elevates the stew's depth. Cabbage, potatoes, and green beans. For texture and a touch of earthiness. Skip one, and you'll miss a piece of what makes Pochero special. The bananas, especially, are non-negotiable. They're what set this stew apart from the rest. The cultural significance of Pochero beef. Pochero isn't just food. It's a dish meant for sharing, often at the center of family dinners or holiday tables. In Filipino culture, meals are about connection, and Pochero's slow-cooked warmth fits perfectly. It's the kind of dish that simmers for hours, filling the house with smells that bring everyone to the kitchen. You'll find it at birthdays, fiestas, and even casual Sunday lunches. It's hearty enough to feed a crowd, flexible enough to adapt to what's in the pantry, and always served with rice, because in the Philippines, rice isn't a side, it's a plate's best friend. How to cook Pochero beef. Pochero beef is all about patience and layering flavors. The right beef cuts, slow cooking, and a balance of sweet and savory ingredients turn this stew into something unforgettable. Let's break down how to get it right. Choosing the best beef cuts. Not all beef cuts work for Pochero. You need something with enough fat and connective tissue to stay juicy during hours of simmering. Shank or short ribs. These are the top picks. They're tough at first but melt into tenderness after slow cooking, giving the broth a rich, meaty depth. Brisket. A great alternative if you want slightly leaner meat with good flavor. Chuck roast. Budget-friendly and breaks down nicely, though it can dry out if overcooked. If you're watching costs, beef shank delivers the best value. Skip lean cuts like sirloin, they'll turn dry and chewy. Cooking techniques for perfect Pochero. Pochero isn't a rush job dish. Low heat and timing matter. Sear the beef first. Brown the meat in hot oil to lock in flavor. Don't crowd the pan or it'll steam instead of sear. Layer the ingredients. Start with onions, garlic, and tomatoes to build a base. Add the beef back, then pour in water or broth just enough to cover the meat. Slow simmer. Keep the heat low. Let it bubble gently for at least 2 hours until the beef is fork tender. Add the bananas and veggies last. Saba bananas and chorizo go in halfway, while cabbage and green beans only need 10-15 minutes to soften. Troubleshooting tips. Bland broth? Boost it with fish sauce, patis, or a bit more tomato paste. Tough meat? It needs more time. Check every 30 minutes until it's tender. Too oily? Skim excess fat from the top before serving. The secret is tasting as you go. Adjust salt, sweetness, or acidity until it feels balanced. A good pochero should be hearty but not heavy, with every ingredient playing its part. Variations of pochero beef. Pochero beef is a forgiving recipe, open to experimentation. While the classic version sticks to beef, regional adaptations and modern twists have given this stew new life. Whether you want a lighter option, a different protein, or a meat-free take, there's room to play without losing the soul of the dish. Chicken pochero. A lighter alternative. Chicken pochero swaps beef for poultry, cutting down cooking time without sacrificing flavor. Chicken thighs work best. They stay juicy during simmering, unlike leaner breast meat. The broth turns lighter but still packs depth from tomatoes, garlic, and chorizo. Key differences. Faster cook time. Chicken cooks in under an hour, perfect for weeknights. Brighter taste. The broth feels lighter, letting the sweetness of saba bananas and vegetables shine. Adaptable seasoning. Add a pinch of saffron or sub-smoked paprika for chorizo if you want a Spanish-inspired twist. Serve it with crusty bread instead of rice for a change, or keep it traditional. Either way, it's a crowd pleaser. Vegetarian pochero. A plant-based twist. Skip the meat, not the heartiness. Vegetarian pochero relies on mushrooms, tofu, or tempeh to mimic the richness of beef. Eggplant and chickpeas also work, adding texture and protein. The trick is layering umami flavors to compensate for the lack of meat. How to adapt the recipe. Mushrooms. Shiitake or oyster mushrooms bring a meaty bite. Sauté them first to deepen their flavor. Tofu or tempeh. Pan fry cubes until crispy for added texture. Broth boost. Use a strong vegetable stock, and don't shy away from soy sauce or miso for depth. Cook the bananas and veggies just as you would in the classic version. The result? A stew that's just as comforting, with a lighter footprint. Creative swaps keep pochero exciting. Whether you're simplifying with chicken or going meatless, the dish stays true to its roots, warm, flavorful, and meant for sharing. Serving and pairing suggestions. A great pochero beef dish deserves the right sides and drinks to elevate the experience. Whether you're sticking to Filipino classics or mixing in global flavors, these pairings turn a simple stew into a memorable meal. Traditional Filipino sides for pochero. Pochero beef already brings big flavors, but the right side dishes balance and enhance every bite. Filipinos know how to make each element count. Patis, fish sauce. A small dish on the side lets diners adjust saltiness to their taste. A few drops add a punch of umami. Achara, pickled papaya. The tangy crunch cuts through the richness of the stew, refreshing your palate between bites. Steamed rice. Neutral and fluffy, it soaks up the broth without competing with the stew's flavors. Fried saba bananas. Extra caramelized bananas add sweetness and texture contrast. These sides aren't just extras, they're part of the meal's rhythm. International pairings for pochero beef. Want to give pochero a global twist? These creative pairings blend Filipino traditions with familiar comfort foods. Mashed potatoes. Creamy and buttery, they replace rice for a heartier, Western-style meal. Crusty bread. Tear off pieces to dip into the broth, soaking up every bit of flavor. Roasted root vegetables. Carrots, parsnips, and sweet potatoes add earthy depth. Light salads. A simple arugula salad with lemon dressing balances the stew's richness. Beverage pairings. The right drink can highlight pochero's savory sweet profile. Iced calamansi tea. Citrusy and slightly sweet, it cleanses the palate. San Miguel beer. A crisp lager cuts through the stew's richness. Red wine, like a young tempranillo. Fruity with mild tannins, it complements the beef without overwhelming. Plating for special occasions. For celebrations, presentation matters as much as taste. Deep bowls. Showcase the stew's vibrant colors: red tomatoes, green beans, golden bananas. Garnish with fresh herbs. Sprinkle chopped parsley or scallions for a pop of color. Side dishes in small dishes. Keeps the table organized and lets guests mix flavors as they like. Simple touches make Pochero feel like a feast. Health benefits of Pochero beef. Pochero beef isn't just delicious, it's packed with nutrients that make it a balanced meal. From protein-rich beef to fiber-loaded vegetables, every ingredient adds something valuable. Here's why this stew is as good for your body as it is for your taste buds. Balanced nutrition in every bite. Pochero beef combines protein, carbs, and vitamins in one pot. The beef provides high-quality protein, essential for muscle repair and energy. A single serving, about 1 cup, can deliver 20-25 grams of protein, depending on the cut. Vegetables like potatoes, green beans, and cabbage bring fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Potatoes. Rich in potassium, great for heart health, and vitamin C, boosts immunity. Saba bananas. Packed with resistant starch, which supports gut health and keeps you full longer. Green beans. Low in calories but high in vitamin K and folate. Tomatoes. Loaded with lycopene, an antioxidant linked to lower inflammation. Even the chorizo adds iron and B vitamins, though it's higher in sodium. The key is balance. You're getting a mix of macros and micronutrients without needing extra sides. Making Pochero beef healthier. Love Pochero but want to cut back on fat or salt? Small tweaks keep the flavor while making it lighter. Choose leaner cuts. Use beef round or sirloin instead of ribs or shank. Trim visible fat before cooking. Reduce oil. Sauté in broth or water instead of oil, or use just 1 tablespoon for browning. Skip store-bought chorizo. Make your own with ground turkey or chicken, smoked paprika, and garlic for less fat. Boost veggies. Add extra cabbage, carrots, or bok choy for more fiber and fewer calories per serving. Lower sodium. Replace patis, fish sauce, with low-sodium soy sauce or just a pinch of sea salt. Pro tip. Let the stew cool slightly before serving, then skim off any fat that rises to the top. You'll keep the richness without the extra grease. Pochero beef doesn't have to be heavy to be satisfying. With smart ingredient swaps, you can enjoy all its comfort without the guilt. Pochero beef is more than a stew. It's a dish that carries tradition, flexibility, and warmth in every bite. From tender beef to sweet saba bananas, each ingredient tells a story of Filipino comfort and creativity. Whether you stick to the classic recipe or try a chicken or vegetarian twist, the result is always hearty and satisfying. Now it's your turn. Grab a pot, pick your favorite ingredients, and let the slow cooking do the work. Share your version with family or friends, because Pochero tastes best when enjoyed together. Tag us in your creations or drop a comment below with your go-to tweaks. Happy cooking! Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.